Good morning, Brenda Kilburn here with your Market Monday update of the housing market in Lucas County and Northern Wood County. So we are pretty excited. We knew as we started going into spring market that we were going to see new houses come on the market and more houses come on the market. And that is starting to happen as we expected. So good news, 102 new coming soon listings last week. These will be on the market the next 21 days and 173 new listings. 275 new listings compared to last week when we only had 227 new ones. So that number is definitely up. Our sold and closed actually dropped a little bit last week from 225 to 195 in the last 7 days. So that gives us an extra 30 houses also in our inventory comparatively. So 110 extra houses in the market. That's good news for our buyers who are looking for a little bit more variety when shopping for homes. Oregon, you're up to 13 active available homes and 5 coming soon. You had 9 that went off the market, well, technically 7 that went off the market contingent and 2 that went pending. We had 5 new listings in Oregon last week. That number was up from 3 the week before. 4 new coming soons. That number was up from 3 the week before and 3 that sold and closed. Point Place, 15 available active listings and 4 coming soons, 6 that went contingent and 1 that went pending. 5 new listings and 4 new coming soon. So 9 new listings in Point Place last week. So busy place. And then we sold and closed 5 the week before. We actually only sold and closed 2. So that number was also up. Our March numbers are in. This is super exciting. The average sales price is up to $190,000. It's actually down 0.2%, but we'll take the average price being $190,000 in our market. Sales, total number of sales was down a little bit, down in March to 840. That's year over year, 2022 over 2021. Number of days on the market has dipped back down a little bit. It was up in the 70s. It's now down to 67. And then new listings last month were actually down a little bit at 988. Spring market usually starts in March. For us, I think it's going to be a little bit of a late start. So we're going to talk about spring market and what's happening. So lots of questions about what's happening in the market, what's going to happen in the market. And we keep watching for it because we're thinking that there might be a slowdown. Definitely no crash anticipated in the future, but definitely some of our thoughts have been that there would be a slowdown. But if you listen to Altos Research, who come out last few weeks ago and said, we keep watching for it, but there is absolutely no signs of a market slowdown anywhere in the data. So if anything, we're actually seeing the market continue to heat up as we go into spring. So our active number of listings, actually the new houses coming on the market, that number has steadily dropped a little bit. And so you will keep hearing about housing shortage. But what I want to show you, what's really super important is why we have a shortage. So let me flip screens. So what constitutes the number of active listings that we actually have on the market? So you'll see there in 2022, 326, and this is the 100,000s over the United States, new listings with only 83 being carryover from the previous month. If you go back to a year ago, this number was not very different as far as the number of active listings. You can see it was 359, so a little bit higher. I mean, that's a significant number across the United States. But you can see we had 212 that were carryover. And then back in 2020, so we were at 397 for our new active listings, but we had 633 that were carryover. So what is happening? So even though we are listing a little bit less, the numbers have dropped a little bit. So I'm not going to say that, but we feel like we have this huge housing shortage. Well, actually what is happening is we have had the highest in 2021. We sold 6,120,000 houses, which is an all-time record high in the last 15 years. So even though we are, the number of listings has decreased a little bit, what we don't have, and this is why the housing market feels like there's such a housing shortage is because the composite of the active listings has changed. We do not have this carryover. So if you look at this 83 compared to 2 years ago, 633, 3 years ago, 786, these numbers, those were the carryover houses. So it gave us a larger number of inventory for buyers to shop from. So it's super important to keep that in mind. If you are thinking about buying or selling, we have a free digital buyer guide or a seller guide that is designed to answer all your, well, not all of your questions, but to help answer questions to get you off on the right foot, give you some food for thought. So when you start interviewing agents or you call me and have me come out and list your home or decide you want to work with me as a buyer, this helps to lay some of the groundwork. Please feel free to reach out. I am happy with no obligation to send you a copy of our digital guide. I just need your email. You can text it to me at 419-356-0276, or you can send me an email and just say, hey, can I please get a copy of that free buyer's guide or free seller's guide? And I'll be happy to send them out. Great information. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you again soon.